Hey, it's Len at Lion Strong Athletics. Today I want to show you how to use the leg extension machine. Whether your goal is quad hypertrophy or you're rehabbing from an injury, I'm going to break it down for you how we can use this machine in different ways to accomplish those goals. But first, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment and let me know what kind of exercise you want me to teach you next. So first thing I want to go over is how to set up on this machine. It has a bunch of different levers and knobs, and I want to quickly go over how you can change those for your own dimensions. The first part is a backrest. We can pull a knob in the back to push it forward and back. Find a position where when you sit on it and your back is against the rest, the pit of your knee is against the pad. Now, second thing we want to adjust here on the knob is our starting position. Generally, we're going to start close to the bottom, as close as possible, but there are instances where we might want to start halfway or close to the top. The third part we want to go over is the adjustment on your shin. And you can push this button, make it longer and shorter. I want to go right above my ankle. Of course, if something feels uncomfortable, play around with it and try to find a position that feels comfortable for you. So I have this set up for me and my dimensions, and I'm going to get into the best purpose of a leg extension machine, and that is quad size or quad hypertrophy. The reason why this exercise is on every bodybuilder's program is this machine isolates the quad muscle better than anything out there. So when we're going for size, the main things to think about are constant tension and squeezing the muscle. So on our setup, I actually want you to be hip width. We're going to have our feet forward, and we're targeting the entire quad on this version. Now, when you come up to the top, I want you to squeeze the quad hard. If you cannot hold this, you probably have too much weight on the stack. Okay? But when you do come up, I do want you to try and squeeze and hold it for a half a second to a second. Now, when you slowly come back down with that weight, you'll find on these machines, there's going to be a point where you lose tension. On the perfect machine, you never lose tension. It always has tension at the bottom. But right now, for example, on this machine, I don't have any tension on my quads here. And if I come forward just a little bit, now I feel tension on those quads. So for my purpose of growing the quad and getting more quad size, I want to keep tension the whole time. This is as far on this machine as I'm going to go. So I'm going to kick that up, squeeze, release back down, and stop right there because I still have tension. Up, squeeze, down. Now start pretty light, maybe put 25, 40 on the stack. Make sure you can squeeze that the quad muscle at the top and keep tension. Try to do 10 to 15. If that's an easy task, then you can bump the weight up. Now, that's to target the whole quad. But if we want to target a specific portion, we need to switch up what we're doing a little bit. For a lot of people, their VMOs, or this teardrop muscle on the inside of their quad, is very weak. I'm one of these people, so I try to target this muscle by changing up this exercise just a little bit. So what I want you to do is externally rotate your feet on the pad, and then as you bring it up to the top and squeeze, you'll notice you're getting a bigger squeeze through this teardrop. Now, it's especially true just at the top half of this exercise, and you'll very easily lose tension quickly on the way down. So one version of this is to come up, squeeze hard in that external rotation, and then only come halfway down just so you keep tension through your VMO. If that's the muscle we're targeting, then we want to go from a high contraction into a stretch under tension. Again, this exercise, you'll be able to go a lot lighter than the first one. So I recommend starting maybe 25 pounds or 2 pins down the stack, see where you are, and then adjust from there. If you're doing an exercise like this leg extension and you feel pain or discomfort, you likely have too much weight on it. Now, another version If I want to go for outside quad, the vastus lateralis, what I want to do is the exact opposite. I'm going to angle or internally rotate my toes in. And you can have your knees come together as well. And this puts more pressure through the outside or sweep part of your quads. Now this part really works at the bottom half, just like the VMO works at the top half. The outer really works at the bottom half. So what you want to do is probably load up a little bit more weight, maybe 3 or 4 down the pin, 70, 80 pounds, and you're going to push out just to here. If we keep going all the way up, you don't really get a good squeeze on this vastus lateralis. It turns into intermedius and VMO. So we really just want to do the bottom half of this movement. And that's why we can go a little bit heavier. Of course, if you feel any pain or discomfort, that's a little too heavy. Now, if you're a beginner, 2 to 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. If you're more advanced, you can do this 1 or 2 sets, go all out, right to failure. Now, again, this is a great machine for hypertrophy, but you can also use this machine to train your VMOs and get rid of knee pain or prevent knee pain in the future. The setup is a little bit different. I only really care about the contraction of this muscle. The stronger I can get this guy, the less stress is going to go through my knee joint when I do activities around. So I really just want to strengthen that VMO. The position is going to be the same, that external rotation, so that I can hit that. But I want to make sure I'm in a safe environment, especially if you're rehabbing from an injury. So we're going to use this lever, and we're going to have our starting position about halfway up. And that way I'm not in any sort of tension position in a bent knee, and it's very safe and easy to use. So with it starting halfway up, we're going to externally rotate. It's putting tension through my VMOs. It's a small movement, up and contract. And then I'm going to release back down, and that's it. Training this muscle here again is how you make sure your knee doesn't take all the pressure. Your VMO is strong enough to handle any sort of any circumstance where you might have a lot of pressure around your knee. So bring that up, squeeze, release, and that's it. So as you can see, there are many different ways to use this leg extension machine. What I want you to do is go to the gym, start on a very light weight, try out each and every version I just showed today. That way you can test it out yourself and see what version is going to work for your goals. Now go hit that like and subscribe button, leave me a comment, let me know which version worked for you the best.